Vibrato on the saxophone. Vibrato is an ornament. It's designed to improve a sound. It's designed not to take away from a sound. Vibrato is not used on every note. It's only used in important soloistic moments. So often when students are playing unaccompanied works or sonatas or concertos, of course, vibrato is used with great frequency. When you're playing in concert band and you're not playing a solo, do not use vibrato. Clarinetists don't use vibrato really as a rule, though some do, especially in jazz playing. That was popular in the earlier portion of the 20th century. Not as common anymore. Now, how to create vibrato. There are three different types that I want to discuss with you, and one that I encourage you to embrace, to practice, to learn how to do. The first one that I want to discuss is external vibrato, which is controlled by the jaw. And the way you produce this is by saying or reproducing the syllable va, 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 va. So that's V-A, 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 va, 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 va. And when I put my hand under here to feel the jaw hinge and say that syllable, va, 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 you can feel the jaw moving. So what it really amounts to is a gently chewing of the bottom lip on the reed. It sounds like this. Okay, so that is external vibrato, meaning we're controlling the vibrato externally, outside of the instrument with our lips and our jaw. Okay, another type of vibrato is called intensity vibrato, or what people often call diaphragmatic vibrato, and that is controlled by slight pulsations from your abdominal area. It sounds like this. And it sounds like a bunch of forte pianos. Okay, now the other one that I want to just introduce to you, because it's really bad and if you hear it you need to fix it, is tongue vibrato. And it sounds very different than both of those that I just mentioned to you. And here's an example of that. I will be controlling it with my tongue, almost like oy, 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 that sound. It is hard to control and it sounds really weird. Some strange things are happening to pitch, and it's hard to have a good consistent air flow with good air support there. Okay, so external vibrato, I want you to learn how to use the one that we introduced with va, 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 va. Okay, if you say ya, 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 that activates the tongue. So try that with me. Just say ya, 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 ya. And then if you ever feel the sensation of doing that, don't do that. Take it away from your experience. Go va, 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 because we don't want the tongue involved with this at all. We want it to be external. Now there's a few exercises that we're going to do. The first one is just going to be a series of quarter notes, and I want you to say the syllable va, or recreate that with your bottom jaw going against the reed, and then back to its normal position. All right, at this tempo. Ready? Okay, so when we do that, it's very quickly vibrating what kind of feels like down, back, and up, okay, at a quarter note tempo. Now, you should practice that again and get comfortable with it. But once you get comfortable with that, bump it up to eighth notes. Same tempo. Ready? Okay, once you get comfortable with that, bump it up to triplets. Okay, ready? Once you get comfortable with that, bump it up to 16th notes. Ready? Once you get comfortable with that, bump it up to quintuplets, or groups of 5 subdivisions per beat. You can think of possibility, 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 or university, university. Okay, try that one. Ready? And that starts to feel like it's really flowing and spinning together almost in a seamless way, which we really like. And then it becomes more and more challenging to get any more of those subdivisions there. But the whole purpose of that is to gain flexibility and speed with your vibrato. Music will require a certain range of vibrato. Sometimes the music feels like it needs a slower vibrato, sometimes it needs a faster vibrato. Understanding the context of when this piece that you're performing was composed and the performance practice of the time is important in making your decision of how to vibrate. That's what we call contextual understanding. And I think that's a huge portion of your performance, is doing things in the proper way for the right reasons. Okay? Now, our best vibrato sounds like it's not metered, so you want it to sound very natural. So after you get comfortable being able to do it in a metered way, then try to do some exercises where you do what I call like the ping pong drop. Dot, 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 dot. As if you dropped a ping pong on a hard surface that it would kind of rebound up. And then as gravity took over and it got closer and closer until it just stopped. That example sounds something like this. Okay, and that's just one example of in introducing some flexibility within the rate of your vibrato. So again, as a review, do it externally. Think of the syllable va, va, va. Try to vibrate within the sound. You always want to have a great consistent sound. And then only use vibrato in solo passages when you're playing in ensembles. And of course in unaccompanied or sonatas or concertos for your instrumental study. All right, good luck with your vibrato.